Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm here today to share a dream I had quite a while back. I haven't wanted to share it because, for one thing, I wasn't sure. I just couldn't find or think of something that would match the dream. I looked online and couldn't find any really good images that made me happy. But here we are at a place that I thought was really interesting. I'm in Palm Springs. And it's really hot outside, so there's no way I'm getting closer to these windmills, but you can see them for yourself, and it's just really wonderful to see green energy at work. And it's a beautiful sky and a beautiful day. And also my dream had a little bit to do with like being being kind of out, not out to lunch, but out in an area where there's no one and there's a lot of isolation. So even though you see the cars driving by, still there's not a lot of people here. And my dream was a little bit like that. So I thought the scenery fit fine, except that this scenery is beautiful. So I just wanted to share something beautiful as well as the dream, the tragic dream. That I really have felt God pushing me and prompting me to share this dream. It happened actually November 1st at 3 a.m. in the morning, so Hallows Eve of 2015. And I dreamt that it's just so unbelievable, but I dreamt, the imagery was very vivid, and I dreamt I was in a constant, like, a FEMA camp, or I was held prisoner. I was being held prisoner. I was going into this building that house these prisoners, but there were not a lot of prisoners there at the time. It was mostly me. They walked me by myself. I was in isolation. I didn't see anyone else, so what they would do is they'd walk the prisoner up without other prisoners around and keep you isolated. So I guess I was one of the people that they really felt they had to isolate. Now, this dream might be about me in the future, or it might be someone that will be happening to someone else. And I feel that this dream was so unusual, and there are other people with the same type of dream, not a lot, but some, and they're Christians, saying that this will happen in the future. I hope this doesn't happen, but I've heard so much about the possibility of this happening. And this was actually before I was even watching YouTube, watching people's dreams. So once I started seeing 6 months later, other people having dreams, and then there was one person who had a dream and they described something similar, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one, and it just gave me encouragement. However, I couldn't find a scenery I was happy with filming until now. So here I am, and in the dream I was isolated, in isolation. No one was talking to me, and I was being led upstairs in this building that looked like a former institution, like a former junior high. It reminded me of my junior high a little bit, except that the going up the stairs, the passageway was not as broad, it was narrower. And I was going up, so that was good, because going up meant I was ascending, and in the dream I was turning right a lot too. But this is the thing, so actually in the dream I'm going to try and slow down a little bit. I know that going up and turning right meant that I hadn't done anything to deserve to be imprisoned. I was in the right. I felt very right, like pure inside, and that there was no reason for them to be holding me a hostage. I had done nothing wrong. So I felt very pure in heart, and I was a prisoner. On the way up, before I went inside, this is the imagery that kept popping up in front of me in my dream over and over too. It was before I went into the place, into the prison. I kept seeing barbed wire, and there was so much barbed wire. And on the way up, I saw in the ground there was a passageway downstairs, and above the passageway there was something like a batting cage, like this link cage going over it, arching over it, and above the linked, arched, you know, it was almost like a canopy. Above that canopy was wrapped around the top was so much barbed wire, and I'm thinking, why do they have barbed wire there? You know, except maybe it's just a way of showing the prisoners that they're not allowed and that it's forbidden. And I saw barbed wire around this facility. There was a fence, and around on the top of the fence there was barbed wire. And I remember seeing movies like Nazi movies and that kind of thing where they had barbed wire, and it was just some. Here it was just copious amounts of barbed wire, like ridiculous. Like the statement was, you're not getting out of here ever. You're not getting out of here climbing over this fence ever. So that was my dream basically, but there's more to it. So the other part was that I suddenly went from being a prisoner to being a prison guard, and I was the prison guard. Oh yeah. Okay, there's more than one thing. As a prisoner, I dreamt on my way up, just before I stopped being a prisoner, I dreamt, I can't wait till this war is over. Then I became the warden, and I was in the warden's body, and instead of going up, I was going down. I was descending, you see? But it was really interesting. I was descending down this hole in the ground, and again I saw all that barbed wire. And as I was a prison guard, I thought the same exact thought, which was, I can't wait until this war was over. I can't wait until this war is over. Then the dream ended. And it feels like this dream was basically telling me that there's a war coming. I don't know when. I don't expect it anytime soon, but down the road there will be another war, probably another world war. And it was just ironic how the warden felt as much a prisoner as a prisoner. And everyone, like, the warden couldn't wait for the war to be over. Obviously the prisoner would not want to be there and would want the war to be ending, but the warden was just as much as a prisoner as the prisoner herself. So I'm just telling you this because I think, well, I do know God, the Holy Spirit was telling me that He wants me to share my dreams, and I felt this, and finally I am beginning to find some footage and a way of presenting that I like, because that's been what's holding me up. And that's basically my dream. I feel that if this doesn't happen to me, it could happen to someone else. I didn't know about FEMA camps at the time of the dream, and I didn't know what it meant. All I knew was that, well, what I did was, since it was so clear and so unusual, I decided to write it down. So I wrote down my dream in my journal, and then I forgot about it. And then months later, when I heard someone else say, I had a dream that I was in a FEMA camp, it shocked me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I had the same thing happen to me. I had forgotten. And I went back to my journal, and sure enough, it was there. The dream I had written was there. I had forgotten about it, for one thing, because it was unpleasant and kind of scary. So, but God is with you. God is with us. He's made this beautiful world, the mountains, the sky. I look outside of my, house, and I see so much beauty. I just know that there's a God who loves us. I may not always feel that way, but He is there with us, and He loves us so much. And I just want to tell you and encourage you to stay close to Jesus, and to stay close to God, and bring your prayers and supplications to Him, and He will keep you in His care. So have a wonderful day, and we'll be talking later. Bye-bye.